Thomas here and welcome back to another video. So today we're back here for another speed build. This one is another Real to Sims build and it is of this luxury estate. So if you'd like to go ahead and download it for yourself, it is up on the gallery now. My origin ID is RealThomasTV1 and there will also be a link in the description to the online gallery if you want to go ahead and download the build that way. So it has been a while since I have done a video, which has been the case for the last few videos, like big gaps in between, but I have explained it a few times, but I'll go over again what I've been up to later on in the video. But a bit of information about this build is that it's built on a 40 by 40 lot in Milton Bay and it came in at 267,029 simoleons, which is actually not that bad, to be honest. I mean, it is definitely pricey, but I was expecting it to be a lot more, so I was surprised when I saw that price when I was finished the build. And it has 4 bedrooms and 6 bathrooms, so it's a few more bathrooms to bedrooms, so you've kind of got a lot more bathrooms than you actually need, and I realised this as I was doing the floor plan, that maybe slightly too many bathrooms compared to the bedroom number, but to be honest I don't really think it's a bad thing because, you know, it's a big house, so I think having bathrooms everywhere is going to be quite convenient for your Sims, so I think that's the good thing about it. So I actually really love how this house turned out. I will also leave a link in the description to the, I think it was houseplans.com I got this from, one of those ones, I can't remember exactly which one it was, but I'll leave a link if you want to go ahead and see the actual floor plan and then compare it to my build and see how well I did. Now I did make a few changes here and there, which I do quite a lot with Real to Sims builds, because sometimes I just feel like something in the build isn't going to work in The Sims 4, and sometimes as well, things that may look okay in an actual real life floor plan don't always turn out how you want it to in The Sims, so I was keeping that in mind with a few things. So you will notice how there's only like 2 garages instead of 3, and that was just with the lot sizes we have available, and then a few, you know, slight changes inside as well. There was actually a lot of unfinished rooms, that's what they were called on the floor plan, which I wasn't really too sure what to do with. One of them I just left out, and then the other one I turned into a bathroom. That's probably why there's so many bathrooms. And I also think there was a basement in this build, if I'm not mistaken. Sometimes in these floor plans they do give you like an optional basement that you could do on the house in real life, but I'm not too sure if this one had one, but if it did, or if you just want to include one for extra space, I always say basements are a really great way to add on extra space to your build. In the garage I do have a staircase going to this little extra room above the garage, which I'll explain in a second, but that garage is probably going to be a good place to put another staircase to go down in the basement if you want to do that. So, you know, that's an option to change it up if you want to. So yeah, speaking of that little garage bit, there was like a little guest house up there, which had like its own living room, bathroom, bedroom, and a little kitchen as well. It was a little bit too small to do all those things, so it's kind of like a studio apartment style type of thing. It's sort of like all in one room apart from the bathroom. So that's what I did, and I thought it'd be really great for like an older Sim that lives here, like probably like an older teen who hasn't quite moved out yet, but they've got their own space. And I thought that would be quite a nice idea to do above the garage, so that's what I did there. And then in terms of other rooms, there's probably one other teen boys room that I made, which I actually really love how it turned out, but I don't like to personalise rooms too much. I keep them fairly neutral, so you can just sort of do what you want with them. But yeah, I really love how that one turned out, which we'll get onto a bit later. So we're just working on the backyard area, and there is no pool today, which is a bit different than usual because I always seem to include pools everywhere, but this one didn't really have the space for it. You could probably squeeze one in, but I don't really think every house needs to have a swimming pool. I think it's just nice to have one, so yeah, I decided to put a hot tub in though. Well, to be honest, I don't like the design of that hot tub. I don't really think it's that versatile, but I am really glad that they did include it in the base game, because it makes it really useful when I don't want to use Perfect Patio. I can still include a hot tub and something interesting for the backyard areas of my houses. So yeah, that was good. And yeah, so other things sort of going on. I know it's been a while since I've done my last video. So we do have the paranormal stuff pack coming up next week, and I do actually get early access coming up this week as well, so thank you to EA for that in advance. And I will be doing a video, so doing a build with that pack. I'm not too sure what I'm going to do yet. I do have a few ideas. If you have any other ideas that I could do with that pack for an early access video, then let me know. I'd be really interested to hear. I do have one in mind, but I'll just see what happens once I've got my hands on the pack and I've had a look through it. But it does look really great. I'm not really interested in that sort of thing. scary stuff I'm just not really that bothered on, really. Sort of like with Strangerville, and just like the Halloween pack, I don't use that often really at all. Same with vampires as well. I've never really touched that pack. So at first I was thinking, you know, this pack is going to be one of those things that I'm just not going to really use ever, to be honest. Sort of like the Star Wars pack, I haven't used that at all. So, you know, it might end up being like that, but I'm going to give it a go because I think it's good to incorporate different ideas into my builds and channel and just what I do in general. So I will still give it a go and see, because I really do love the paranormal films, so paranormal activity films rather. So, you know, that's sort of given me an idea of what I could do for a build, so I'll have another think about that. But, you know, any ideas, always just feel free to let me know. So we're just working on the interior now, and just one thing to point out is that I did make the interior a bit more modern and updated than the actual floor plan. There are some interior pictures on that floor plan link, which is down below, of some actual furnishing in a house which uses this floor plan. And it has like a very it fits Brilliant Bay really well because it has a very nice nautical coastal theme to the furniture, which I was going to do, but for some reason lately I've been really loving doing updated furnishings, and also like a mix of traditional and modern. So the outside of this house, you know, isn't old and traditional, but it's a bit more on that side. You know, it's definitely not modern exterior, but the interior is more updated looking, and I quite like that sort of contrast between the two. So I did do that again here, so I hope you don't mind that I kind of went away from the floor plan a little bit in terms of the theme of the house, but I do still really love how this, you know, turned out in general though. And also, I haven't used platforms too much, so I try to like feel like I feel like I should include them in build since it's a big, you know, feature that we have now. But this floor plan that I chose didn't have, you know, the ability really to use platforms anywhere in the actual thing if I wanted to follow it. But I thought it'd be nice to include it, since I have been getting a few requests lately to do like platform builds. So I thought I'll just include a little one where I could, and I did it in the living room. So, you know, if you want to take that out, then you can of course do that, but I just thought I'd add a little bit more interest as well, and just sort of because it's quite like a big open plan space, and I think adding the platform in really helped with that, so I did that there, because I did that in the Mount Coverevery mansion as well, and I really loved how that one turned out, so that's kind of where I got the idea from. So we're just working on the study here. It's got a very much darker colour scheme than the rest of the house, but I do normally like, for the main part of the house, I try to find like one colour scheme to use, and then for each of like the individual rooms, I do switch them up a little bit here and there to give them its own sort of personality in a way. Even though I don't like to dress them up too much, I still felt neutral, but you know, got their own differences from the main part of the house. So yeah, that was very dark, and actually the main floor plan, in one of the example furnishing pictures attached to it, the study was very like just totally dark wood, which was like, I was looking at it and I was thinking, that is quite dark, that I don't think will look that right in The Sims, but I tried to incorporate a bit of it, so, you know, it's lightened up a little bit, but it's still got that dark colour scheme going on. And then this is the master bedroom here, and I really love this master bedroom, and it's definitely the master bedroom because it's the only one downstairs, and it has its own like quarters in the house, so it's like a hallway going through after you pass the stairs, and it's got like a little corridor area with one door going off to the master bathroom, one door going off here to this little closet area, and then another door going off into the actual bedroom. So I thought that kind of makes it feel very grand, which I love the thought of, especially for a big estate home like this. And I suppose you could argue that this is not really a estate home. I think if it was on a 64 by 64, which I have done estate homes before on there, it would maybe be classed that a little bit better, but you know, if you want to change the name up, then feel free to do that. So, in terms of other things that's been going on, as I was saying before, and I keep getting distracted then explaining it, I have been very absent from my channel recently. I have been, well, for a good few months now, started a new job full-time, so that's been taking up all my time, and I am working from home now as well, for most of the time, so it's sort of like I'm sitting on my computer all day working, and then to find the motivation to like sit down and then build, like after I finish work I just want to get away from the computer for a bit and go for a walk or something, so because of that it's just been sort of taking time away from the channel, unfortunately, which I didn't want to happen, but you know, there will be times where I just get a bit of extra free time where I can work on a video. So for example, like this build here, I spread this over like quite a little while. I can't remember when I started it. Let's have a look through the footage if I can find the very start clip, the 15th of January I started this on, and today I finished the build and I'm doing the voiceover on the 21st. So I sort of just split it over a little bit of each day. So some days I did a little bit of my lunch break, sometimes I did some after work as well. So it just sort of splitting it up and trying to get a video out, when I can. But in terms of other news, in terms of the Sims world, today I was actually just reading an article on the Sims community website about a possible new hint towards the Sims 5 coming, or a new Sims game at least. So if you haven't seen that yet, go and have a look, because it is really interesting, and it's definitely giving me hope that the Sims 5 isn't too far away. So I'm hoping that's what it's going. Can't speak. I'm hoping that's what it's going to be. But it's just like the next Sims game. So what do you think it's going to be? Do you think it's going to be The Sims 5, or do you think it's going to be something different? I know some people have mentioned about like a multiplayer version, which we did get a mod a little while ago about that. Did anybody try that mod out? I haven't actually, but would a multiplayer game be something you'd want? I think that quite an interesting idea, to be honest. So yeah, there's lots to think about and speculate about. So sound off on that in the comments, as I'd be interested to hear what you think about that. So this room right here is the one that I was mentioning before, like the teen boys room that I thought it could be for, and how I really loved how it turned out. I do really love grey. I've got my own bedroom grey, which I painted like 2 years ago now actually, but I do really love that grey colour scheme. So yeah, that could be for a teen boy, but it's up to you. And then we've got a gym here, which I was going to put like tiling down, because I thought that's kind of like a thing I do with gyms, but most of the time, as you may know, I do gyms in the garage, but this house had its own separate gym upstairs. But for doing like tile and stuff, it didn't really feel right, and like as an upstairs room, so I just kind of kept it light, lots of mirrors as well. And then we're just working on a few more bedrooms here, and that's pretty much it for today's build. We'll be heading on the screenshots in just a minute or so. I really hope you enjoyed. In the comment section down below, let me know about what you thought of it. Like I said, this is up in the gallery now. My origin ID is RealThomasTV1, and I'll also leave a link down below to the floor plan, so you can go ahead and see it for yourself and also compare it to what I did. And also in the screenshots, there'll be 2 bird's eye views of the floor plan of my build that I've done as well, if you want to compare it that way. So thanks for watching. Leave a like, share and subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!